So, currently, there is a debate. And I'm not talking about the surviving roles and tracking from the last episode. I'm talking about Mummy's Mask. We started recently a first edition Fridays, where the first Friday of every month, we will, instead of playing Star Wars, Age of Ashes, our regular stuff, we go back to one of our existing shows. We played a bunch of Evil, and it's gained a lot of ground. The Foul Parody podcast, playing Pathfinder's first edition Hell's Vengeance, and it's regaining popularity. And we have Joe Davis's Rise of the Rune Lords, but it's not the Pathfinder first edition, it's a first edition adventure that's done with the Savage Worlds rule set. And Davis GMs that, and a bunch of us are playing that, including myself, which you never really ever see me playing. Which leaves Mummy's Mask and War for the Crown. I am interested in reviving both of these. War for the Crown would take some work, though. And there's debate about whether it would still be the same show without Frank Hamilton and Dane Willems sort of off on an undefinable leave. Their jobs and lives took over in the past couple of years, and I've lost not one, but practically two of them now. Coming back around to Mummy's Mask, we had a bit of a lark where we reintroduced Joe Gibson for a short while. We've introduced Andrew MalBurg. And of course, Jay Tamlin might be coming on to that show. Joe Davis loves first edition, so he's now a permanent staple there. Matt and I are kind of like, yeah, first edition Mummy's Mask is fun, but what about second edition? What if I told you that I found a full conversion of Mummy's Mask second edition, and I could use the three of you in that show as second edition characters, picking right up where we left off the first show to maybe, would it revitalize the show? Would switching over make a difference, bring in more cast, or would we lose listeners? We tried this as an experiment with War for the Crown. The dice before Dishonor, we got finally to the very bitter end of season 1, and it's like episode 47, 48, 49, then we get into episode 50, and we switched to second edition, went off on a alternate dimensional homebrew written what if kind of scenario. And at the end of it, as much fun as Doug Baldwin with Lord Anders, Joseph Gibson, who joined us, also a second edition character, as one of the Lothid mages. Matt died. One of our main characters ended up dead. Now, I use this as an excuse that his soul just through the crossbow and the magic bubble went right back to the real, timeline that's supposed to go. And we could pick up season 2, book 2, right where we left off. But would it be worth it without some of our front runners like Aiden's Bard, Fafal, a fan favorite, and our star of that show, no, not Matt for once, was actually Frank Hamilton playing the straight up, Cavalier Paladin with all you Cavalier sidekicks, the Halfling Cavalier, the Half-Orc Cavalier, all Cavalier party. Can you turn back the clock? Can you redo it? Or is it something more like, I hear they're redoing Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Oh, no, they're not redoing it. They're picking up the story where it left off. And can you revitalize something by changing the system, changing the cast? Is it worth it? And this is the question that I've put out to the cast recently, specifically concerning Mummy's Mask. And yeah, still kind of concerning Dice for Dishonor. So to go on record, if you had a choice, Drew, to continue playing first edition Mummy's Mask, leave it alone, or embrace a second edition conversion, what would you think? What would you like to do, or what would you think would just be best for rollmongers and the fans?
That's a tough one.
I'm
always partial to second edition. It's always been kind of my thing. That's what I got into, right? First edition, I know a little bit about. I'm getting my feet a little bit wetter in it, so it's coming along. For rollmongers, I think actually first edition. I think it's good to have first edition and second edition at the same time on rollmongers.
Yeah, leave well enough alone. What about you, Doug? Now, so obviously, I'm asking these. Some of them are biased. Like Doug's not a fan of first edition, so
I am biased, and I'm straight up on my bias. I mean, as a player, I would, if you tell me you're playing a first edition Pathfinder game, I'll say, oh, great, good. I hope you guys have a lot of luck. I hope it's very successful. If you tell me you're playing a second edition game and want me to play, I'll probably be. First, I'll say, have I already made a character for it? If I have to.
No, you haven't. Actually, no. You have a War for the Crown Dice for Dishonor guy ready to go. You have a Wild Alliance guy ready to go, and we've had to shelf that before we had started that show. No, I've never asked you to play Mummy's Mask. What about you, Gibson?
For myself, it would be a second ed, yes. Right, but for Rollmongers, yeah, keep it as first ed. That way you do get to leave it alone, because then for the, if you want to call the fans that actually enjoy it, then they'll enjoy it. Where if you switch it over, they might not enjoy it as much, because the rule set is a little different.
Yeah.
Right, in comparison, because like first edition is the like demigod characters at low level. Second edition, it's higher level demigod characters. So,
I have it on pretty good authority that Matt and Ryan are cool with whatever. They enjoy both editions, and they're like, sure, whichever you want to do. Though there have been some concerns about would their first edition character convert to second edition properly. Like in War for the Crown, Ryan loved that his Cavalier could become a Cavalier Bard, and he really liked that idea. But in Mummy's Mask, Matt was concerned that his Rogue Summoner would not convert very well to second edition. There have been concerns, right? Jay Tamlin, also regular cast member, Joesph Davis, new GM and new cast member, were both like they love first edition. And I kind of like having a split cast. I kind of like having pro second edition, pro first edition, like everyone's got their opinion. And there's been some whispers around, so everybody that listens to most of our shows listens to this one, so I wanted to bring it up here, not just to stall for a couple of you guys to show up and get online, but just to go with it.
I'm here now.
You're here now? Yeah.
I made it.
I spoke for you.
I heard.
Yeah. So, anything to add to that?
But yeah, no. I'm good with whatever. I did find a way to convert the spirit of my character over, but we would have to brush over what happened in the early, like, the past is the past, because I can't start as a rogue and work into a summoner.
I would go straight, dude. I would go total sci-fi and wake you up as a kid in that alley with your arm bleeding out, and nothing fixes you. Like I would go full Groundhog Day. I'd do something crazy like that to reboot that show. What about?
Well, you wouldn't even have to. Like I could build a character that mechanically works almost identical.
Oh, okay.
But instead of being a rogue, level 1 rogue, level 2 summoner, I would be a third level summoner with
rogue archetype.
The rogue archetype, yeah.
Yeah, I don't see how that's much difference than what we're doing with the Cavalier. I love the fact that in second edition, the Cavalier is an archetype. So instead of everyone playing the same class, you guys could all have different classes, but have the same Cavalier background archetype. And the show, Dice for Dishonor, All Cavalier Party, still sells, as its pitched idea, right?
Yeah.
All right. So, speaking of getting on with shows. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another exciting episode of the Pathfinder 2nd Edition Age of Ashes Adventure Path. We are in Book 3. You are listening or watching on YouTube at the Rollmongers Podcast Network, or even live streaming at Twitch at GM's Cut /Rollmongers on a Friday night. We also do Star Wars at this time slot as well. The Elven Portal Podcast. See, that rolls off the tongue. Now, a lot of people ask me, mostly just Matt texts me going, why don't we call it the Dwarven Portal? Is because it was made by elves. The whole story revolves around, I have trouble with this word, an aurora and a rotilla of elven portals, plural, buried under a former Hell Knight keep that we inherited, bought, stole the deed, and are fixing up. We got to get back to home to that. And this is our third stop? Second stop? This is our second stop. Yeah, first, sorry. The first was really kind of getting
The
it,
jungle.
and then
Yeah.
the
So
second
first
was jungle. This is our third stop on the world tour of building
second stop
a brewery.
through the portals.
Yeah, second portal. Now, of the 6 portals, 1 is destroyed. So there's only so many places to go. So many elven gods and worldly Galorian gods represented in that circle. You guys...
We didn't do it, did we?
No.
Okay, good. All right. I just know our record. I'm not here all the time, and I was just afraid that maybe it was us.
That was before your cameo / permanent occurrence of characterism. Don't worry. Guys, we were flying kites, and then all hell broke loose because somebody summoned this ice demon. And there's this political spin on it that the Naldis, the neighboring Nadal neighborhood country of Dark's worship, is to blame. But some people are conveniently dropping even the demon, like did a little, let's make Nadal first again, like that kind of thing. It seemed very odd. And talking to our NPC / spy mistress, Bellflower Network in the know, Nolly Pelly, conferring also with our current player, Andrew MalBurg, who's playing Karam, who is an investigator and nothing more, I'm sure. And a lot of you guys had doubts. And we found some tracks. And going off of the rolls that you guys had in the tower from our previous episode, you guys managed to track the demon back to where a man stood, far afield, and then track him off to the road and then kind of lose him. He heads in a direction where there's too much traffic, too hard to stone, but it does at least solidify the halfling story. The new nervous guy that came over and was all, oh yeah, I saw this and went here and blah, blah, and like all that stuff going on. Does solidify the story. He's not a plant from the enemy as far as we can tell. Red diamond kites, purple kites representing safe houses, red diamond kites, battling them, a secret message across the sky. No, Ian, not bat kites. Hello, chat. Good evening, people. Good evening, Rollmongers King of First. And some Ian guy. I'm pretty sure I know fairly well. You know what? I should have sold a bat kite. I just have it over there in the corner, like Nelly Pelly's collection. Yeah, a big dark purple or black kite with the arched bottom along the triangle, and All right. So spending, let's say, the proverbial good 10 to 20 minutes talking to Nolly, tracking and then backtracking that loose trail. We warned the safe houses, but Nolly is very concerned that perhaps you guys need to go actually, go check out those safe houses. The faster you guys can maybe go help, the better. Attack on these places is imminent. And the first place she mentions is called the Long Roads Coffee House. Well, that seems familiar. Society, anyone?
In the tower.
Yes, always in the tower. Do I
I'm
ever
a
ask for
master in society.
I hope so.
Just
Considering you're from here, I might even give you a bonus. Might even give you a bonus. What do we got here? Vicar Niles, Perhaps it's because a coffee roadhouse is akin to a tavern. You have heard of this place. It is run by a halfling who goes by the name... Let's find her picture so that we have
Dalton.
something to go with it. Dalton? What?
The name Dalton.
No. It's actually Laria Longroad.
It's just the Roadhouse.
Yeah, I know, eh? It's Peter Parker and Laria Longroad. It's obviously a Marvel character because of the name, the way that... Now, it's funny because it's like, not to be confused with Nolly Pelly, who we just had up here, also a 30, 40-something, brown-eyed, blonde halfling, but Laria's hair is much shorter. Got the Butch Karen cut, sweeps to the side and short on the ears. I wouldn't quite say Lady Ventress from the new up-and-coming Star Wars cartoon, but, we're getting close. One punk rock shave away.
Kind of getting Charlize Theron vibes.
Yeah, actually, that's good. There you go. Cast Charlize Theron as Laria Longroad from the Long Road Coffee House. Good sort. And like you, more than just a tavern owner, like, because you remember, like, Vicar Niles' tavern is also the temple, right? Back in that type of thing. No, I'm not saying there's a temple there, but strong suspicion that this woman is more than just a bartendress. Now, Karam, as she not only kind of revealed, one of the safe houses for the Bellflower Network runs through the Long Roads Coffee House. And Laria was involved a couple years ago when Bazlani Thrun declared martial law, took over the city. The people rose up in revolt. They revived the Silver Ravens and, got rid of this tyrant. And shortly after, that whole back and forth influx of power was sort of the final straw where the country managed to break away fully, officially, from Cheliax and just sort of become its own area called Rivendell. Which I'm assuming, since that was two very long-winded, knowledgeable things, that you guys immediately share.
Absolutely.
Yes.
We immediately share all this, yes. It's all good to know.
Sharing is caring.
So running off, I allow you guys to, there's that on and off with the tracking and talking to her, there's that 10-minute rest so you guys can get your one focus point back. For champion abilities, druid abilities, now you guys can have multiple focus points, but I think you got enough time currently to maybe even two. I mean, probably a 10-minute jog across town.
I has two and was only missing one.
Oh, okay, you're all right then. I do want to know. Let's bring up the old map of Kintargo, shall we? Let's all go to Kintargo.
Map of Kintargo.
Yeah.
Kintargo, on you go, baby. Wild.
Oh, I didn't make that connection. I'm sad that I did.
I was kind of hoping the way Messina was singing, it was like he was going to make us up his own theme song, but it's like right into the parody aisle.
Get there faster, then we'll take it slow.
Brazil thrown buried far below, down in Kintargo.
So Long Road's Coffee House is not too far from where we are because we're up on Kite Hill. And Long Road's Coffee House is just inside the gate.
Yep. So the proverbial, why that's so close. I could probably even take back that second focus point, but that's fine.
Whoa,
a point or two. A point or two. Yeah, he walks very slowly.
Nine.
We're actually going through the Newt Market.
Yep.
The Newt Market, my second favorite market.
Would they happen to sell weapons
Newt?
and armor and stuff?
Yeah. You guys are running to save the rebels, and ooh, crossbows on sale! Look, everybody! You guys start picking up fashionable stuff. Look at this. No, this armor copies won't fit me.
I have never once stopped to buy armor or weapons.
That's true.
Canonically,
But apparently,
for how many years?
but Karam's stopping now. Sorry, Karam. Go ahead.
Yeah,
what do you want?
I'd like to stop and get just some cold iron arrows. Like 20.
Okay. You get the cash for him?
Yeah, I actually looked it up, and it's about 23 silver per.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll
Sorry,
buy
is that
2 sets.
Chilexian silver or like Celebraton silver?
Yeah. They actually want 30 each.
Okay.
Have you not heard of all the sightings, all the hauntings that started recently in the last few weeks?
Each arrow?
I've not heard of anything.
Oh, we're sold out. There's hardly any supply. These are my last 10. And I'm sorry, but the supplier upped his price and blah blah blah, 30 each. Anyway, yeah, this guy goes on about people see hellhounds chasing them down. They run for their lives. People have even seen he who should not be named.
Mart?
No.
Marty?
No. That snake-headed sorcerer was so 90s. I'm talking about, Brazani, the tyrant.
Brian?
No mistake in that. What?
Did you say Pisani?
Brian?
Oh,
No.
Brazani. Okay.
The water
Where's that?
tyrant.
Of watering your bed. No one wants to see that
The
tyrant.
worst kind of tyrant.
I was trying to go for an accent, which I guess made me mutilate the poor guy's name even worse than I normally do.
Brian, the water tyrant. We got ya. Don't worry. We pick it up.
Here you go. Barzilia Thrune. But Barzani, I tried to give him a nickname, but I guess it ain't working. We like Brian better. Good old Brian. Sure you'll say that to his face first time you see him.
Calm down the dwarves.
I think we'll just call him Barzy.
Yeah.
You called me a dwarf.
Anyway, no joke.
Welcome.
It's not like anybody has the wealth talent. The DM's not trying to dig in. 30 silver each, and that's you getting off easy. I should really double the price, but these are my last ones, and I feel bad. Friend of the stereotypical dwarven halfling merchant crossbreed looking at your party.
That's all right. I'm a dwarf.
I just sold my last Newt fire sword here in Newt Market.
What are you had against Newt? She's great.
Nothing. This guy first. I said he was a king.
Fist.
No,
Oh,
first.
love him.
He bought my
fist.
last. First bought my last Newt fire sword.
Hi. Oh.
At least that's when we were chatting Twitch. That's what he went on about. Anyway,
Hey.
anything else? It's not like it's a beautiful day, nice and windy. Nothing like there's any peril. A couple blocks down the road. Anything else I can sell you, lads?
How many kites?
Oh, you want kites? You go back up to Kite Hill.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay. Well, never mind.
I've got bummers.
Actually, I got this really good green kite. It's diamond with a big gold ring on it. It comes from beyond.
Does it go like
No?
this?
No,
That's the only kite I want to buy.
it just kind of ruffles in the air on the end of a string.
Yeah, no. Not interested. Thank you. Pass.
I'll tell him I'll come back for silver arrows later, but we got to get going. I'll drag
Okay.
the gnome away.
So you bought, you bought this 10 cold iron
20
For
cold
thir-
iron arrows for 60
for 30
silver.
for yes.
Hey, we've lost speed and time. Karim, hop on my back. I'll carry you. We'll go faster this way.
As big as you.
Can I
but
have a
okay.
society check, Ryan? See if you realize how
Gladly.
stereotypically uncool that is to offer a short person a ride.
Coming from me? You want in the
Okay,
tower?
Don't worry, I'll set the DC blissfully high.
Why can I not track that? I mean, okay, by the way, that's an intelligence roll. You're essentially asking me for.
I know. I just
Okay.
so you could practice
Where's the
rolls.
die? Yeah, no. Here we go. In the tower. It's
Nope, no idea.
amazing, isn't it?
It's
Bask in the gloriousness of it.
very polite of you.
Very polite. I am so polite.
Curtly authoritative for you to speed along the guy that was holding us up.
Mother would be proud.
But now he's prepared.
Yeah.
Okay. So, coming in the north gate, running through Newt Market, and then hanging a sharp right, which sends us west, there is a bunch of buildings pretty much right up against the wall. There's alleys and whatever, but that sort of first block starts tight to the wall with alleys going along it and coming out. And you guys zip along. I'll even be so kind as to get Karam to drop a decent DC society for me.
Feel free to let me make the society rolls if you need.
You've never been here. He's the local.
Yep.
There you go. Okay. Karam, you know a shortcut. You actually kind of know an alley route that's sort of as the crow flies, and it'll get you back a couple minutes that you lost.
Sure.
Since if you guys look harsh at the map, I know like Long Roads Coffee House kind of covers up the way you want to go, but you see how the main road curves to the south where you guys could jut through the alleys kind of straight line-ish? That's the way he knows to go. Left, right, left, right. Bum, bum, bum,
I
bum,
would
bum.
totally go anime route. Rooftop, 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 rooftop.
Yeah, if you want.
Toss me up there.
Okay.
Up on the back.
Oh,
Yeah,
there
cool.
you go. Athletics check. Let's go.
Yeah.
No, go. Yeah. Come at this
I
place
love
from a couple
riding
different
gnome.
Dude, I'm encouraging him to jump on things, and Ryan thinks I'm sus. No, seriously, coming at this from this place from different angles, why not? Pincer attack, whatever you want to do, sure. Heck's my map. There we go. All right. Coming up on
My
sharing
weapons and
the
shield are out now.
I'm assuming you guys pop your weapons as soon as you spot the actual coffee house, so that you don't have to like run through the street with a shield and a weapon.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Soon
Totally.
as soon as you spot it at 100 feet, you guys can stop and like yoink. That's fine.
Yep. I sheath my fists and feet and forehead.
He just puts a burlap sack over his head, mittens on.
No. It's like sunscreen, but like it's monk screen.
Oh, God.
I'm disarmed. All right. So did you guys seriously want to do the rooftop thing?
Yes.
Cool. All right.
Feels great.
So, yeah.
And I feel like I feel like Karam's like a backpack. I feel like that's solidly something I can handle.
I might have to take a Cavalier dedication.
Okay.
Don't worry, I got this.
Shooting from
I
his
got
back.
this.
Considering how
I'm like
how
the-
you guys are similar size, it's more like he's a dangling trench coat.
Well, Moros is more like the horse from El Dorado.
I
If you think
know
like
you
that.
can handle. I know you can handle the weight, but I'm just saying, like you're a gnome right now, right? So,
Yeah.
or do you frog up with this?
Well, if needed to, but I mean, if we're just like transit, yes.
Hey, if you want to frog up and then cause a market shift to some other kind of arrow, there's been giant frog sightings. And they sell it to some other kind of crossbow bolt. That's fine.
if market manipulation was actually in my IP at all, yes, that'd be phenomenal.
That'd be great.
But like, I care not for this money thing.
You're not for this money thing.
No,
Till he
no.
wants something from Alll, and he just shakes his tree, right?
I've made
All right.
it thus far.
So
Yeehaw!
that would put you guys actually.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Karen, commission a saddle for a frog.
You can ask Albrecht to make a saddle for me later. How about that?
Okay.
Okay.
So,
So-
we didn't really talk.
The Long Roads Coffee House, okay, is a long rectangular building. So, as we're kind of What do you get? I just realized that we're kind of, well, I guess you could kind of follow Karam even though he's at height, right? You just keep stopping on corners going, this alley, that way, right? Chasing a guy in a roof.
East.
Well, the guy who was leading us here is kind of like up on the thing, right?
We're combining the brains with the muscle. We can be
Well-
one.
I guess it would be bringing you guys down to the proverbial, like, we're
Yeah.
coming up on the building, right?
Yeah.
So,
If necessary to make things more copacetic for you, Jeff, I will take a large frog form and I can be in that for over an hour.
no, you're probably better off as a gnome because
Okay.
it's fine. That's fine. Save
Power
it for
piggybacks for the win.
Yeah. So looking at the map, you see the big white line, like 1/3 in off the right wall, right? That is to show that what you two guys are approaching on the right of the map is the second level versus what you guys are at floor level. So
There's a balcony.
they've split the building and then they've stretched it on the map. So there's a roof that covers the first level that covers most of the coffee house, like half of it. And then there is the second story with walls and windows looking out over that roof towards the front of the building, which is to our left. So, did you guys actually want to be on the lower roof or on the upper roof? Karam, you know that there's window access.
I will direct him. There's some windows over here if we keep going this way.
Do we want to get him? Do you want a dynamic entry?
Not really.
Oh, okay. Anti-dynamic entry.
Okay. So getting these guys to catch you up, did you want to lead them up the alley so they climb to the roof and you all go in through a window? Or do you guys want to hit the front door while these guys go in the second story, like some kind of meet you in the middle, sweep and clear kind of thing?
More in the middle.
Sorry?
Meet more in the middle, hopefully.
Okay. Sounds like Niall's going for the front door. Doop.
Yep.
Yeah? All good?
Yeah. The guys in big shiny armor are going to go through the front door. We're not climbing through a fucking window.
I'll throw you down a rope. Oh, thanks. So I can take fall damage.
All right. So, as not to confuse said audience, I'll go back and forth in the proverbial, not round, but probably 1 minute or less, that kind of thing.
Jeff hates us on the inside.
No. That's all good.
We split.
You got to mix it up, right? Like this is interesting. It's like it's a double map. Sorry, it's a single map. You guys have found 2 points of egress. The action goes back and
Appreciate
forth.
your earnesty.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good.
And your
So starting with the roof, since I think these guys are a little faster, okay? The second story, like I said, is not as long as the first story. If you look carefully, see how you guys are standing on what looks like gray?
That's life.
That's showing the interior of the first floor, how far over the roof comes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, yeah. So where you guys are, from the back corner of the building, it's 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 65 feet in along the larger building. 5 feet in is a window. And then if you guys look, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 feet is the width of the building, straight north, right? There is another window at the other end. I don't know if you guys have a preference. Plus, there's windows on the back wall that are like 20 feet. So you guys are like 15 feet in the air on the roof of the lower level, looking in through a window at the second level. Karam and Euros.
Yep.
Okay.
All I know is zombie apocalypse. We are in superior position. We have the high ground.
There you go. So, starting with you guys were talking. I just overheard a quick conversation where you guys were like, "Did we want to be sneaky?"
Yep. Yes, that was confirmed. Anti-dynamic.
Okay. All right. Stealth in the tower.
By the way, that's the key word.
It's I.
Stealth in the tower. Okay. You guys go into stealth mode as you move to the window as an action.
Yes.
You guys want to force open the window as quietly as possible.
Yes, we quietly force open. We ask the window to open quietly.
You want to ask with athletics? Get some elbow.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Quietly, we politely ask in the tower.
Okay. Now, just so you guys don't forget, this is one of the safe houses. This is one of the purple kites. When you guys were ramming red kites, danger, into like 3 purple kites, this is one of the multiple safe houses. And even though we signaled them, we knew the attack was imminent. So just to bring audience a bit up to speed, we believe there is attack either happened here already, is currently happening, or we're already too late because we went shopping. Who knows? But we are expecting trouble, if not some kind of aftermath. So, deciding to go stealth on the top. You guys eke open the window. Who's going inside first?
I would like Muros to go in first.
Burroughs would like to go in first, too. So, unanimous decision. Democracy in action.
All right. So, going with your stealth roll.
Which is amazing. I know. You're holding it in chest. That's fair. I rolled in the tower, if anyone's wondering. I have no idea what I rolled.
I know, but now I've got to
make it happen.
It's just easier if I always assume I rolled a 19.
I assume
that's my headcanon.
What did I get?
19 missed. That's what we know, Andrew. No, it's a 19 missed.
All right.
See, the thing that Karam and Moros have in common is that we both assume we rolled a 19 at all times.
Somehow Palpatine returned.
Because I rolled a 19.
All right, stay focused, boys. Meanwhile, back at the front door. Okay, actually, I have a bit of a description for the front door. A short flight of stairs leads to double doors of a handsome 2.5-story wood and stone building. The doors currently swing awkwardly loose. One of them is damaged. 2 broken chairs lie sprawled on the front of the stairs, which are smeared with what could be food or something fouler. You can actually see through the doors, overturned tables, the front of windows, the smell of blood.
I will.
Cardamom and coffee wafts down the stairs, along with the sound of muffled banging. What's cardamom, Doug? I'm so glad you asked. It's a spice made from dried seeds of plants in the ginger family. Well, it is a coffee house, so.
So if there's enough room to step inside, I will. If the doors have been.
Okay. Are you trying to be? You trying to be quiet about it?
No. There's been a fight here, so I'm getting. Right. I'm going in.
Okay.
Bravely.
Dun dun dun. Top door, bottom door.
Whichever. If the one you have me at.
Okay. Can I have a perception check, please? Use main page. Might as well make it official. Vickard Isles, Alll, you guys joining suit, or are you going to hang back?
Joining suit.
Only a 15.
Yep, tagging along.
Okay. One of you guys want to take the second door? How are we stacking up here? Niles steps in beside Glug Glug. That's what I'm seeing?
Yep.
Okay. Alll, where do you want to be? Just bring it
and
up.
And I'll be, step behind.
The meat shield?
Yep.
All right. What'd you guys get for perception?
I rolled a 2 for 21.
Okay.
I rolled a 1 for 19.
Okay.
No.
They rolled 1, 2, 3.
I rolled a 3 for a 15.
All right. So this kind of works well because I have Muros and Karam up above 20, like high initiatives. We'll switch to them at the beginning of the round, and then we have you guys in the lower initiatives because going back and forth mid initiative is going to be confusing. So the top of the round, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be dealing with Muros and that kind of thing. The bottom of the round, we will be dealing with the guys. So what you perceive when you look in the room, you see 2 bodies, you see 5 tables up front to you, you see booze racked straight along like a Kelsey's directly in front of you. The building opens up down around the corner beside you to your right. We are in the top northwest corner entrance. So the tavern room opens up out straight with booze and down to the right with tables and a long bar kind of sectioning off, like, you know how they do a sports bar? Kelsey's the only thing that comes to mind where they have the bar and the sports and the TVs being sort of like an upper lifted corner kind of thing, and then you have like a sunken floor where they have all the booze and everything. It's sort of a medieval version of that. There is a giant room, but the sort of long L-shaped bar with stools on the inside section off a good 2/3 of the whole room, even though it's easily just right around the bar, around it or over it, to see the back of the room where there's kitchen and serving area and where they're making the coffee and, you know, that kind of thing. You ever seen a certain coffee shops or whatever where it's not narrow like Tim Hortons or Starbucks where there's like 6 feet to a wall? It's like 30 feet and there's islands and people are all walking around and people are serving and cooking and making all this stuff, and you can see 40 feet to a back wall of open kitchen kind of prep area. This is what you guys are looking at here. And you perceive a distant ringing. And you hear close by, like in this room, as if it were coming through the rafters, the creak of a big metal bell winding up on its rope.
That couldn't be a problem. Don't worry. It's nothing.
You also hear what sounds to be like muffled chanting scattered throughout the room.
I heard that's been catching on lately, like funk. It's really in with the crowds now.
Speaking of Muros, who's not there, stepping through the window, Muros, you come into a bed dormitory setup. The room is long and narrow, 15 feet wide, a door 15 feet in on the north wall, low lighting, and another 20 feet beyond another door. Directly across from you at the far end of the room, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 feet, is another window where you guys could go straight out and like down 20 feet to the ground. That's the exterior wall.
What does it smell like?
Pretty fresh. Like no one's really recently stayed here. Like the beds are made and the little soap towels are out and that type of thing. But you do smell a person. Like someone's here and has been here for a little while. You smell their sweat. Nice? You smell blood, sweat, and tears. You smell fear.
That smells nice to me.
Okay, what do, you sicko? Smells nice to you.
So I lick my lips. That's a free action.
Sure.
I'll then stack up towards the first door that is closest to me on the north wall there.
Mm-hmm.
And then I'll I'll take a big haul with my schnoz.
Okay.
Do I distinctly smell something closer to this door, or is it like that fragrance?
Oh, the person is in this room.
Yeah. I'm trying to track.
Oh, okay. You don't smell a big waft coming from under the door. You're pretty sure that the person's in this room. Kara, are you're armed at this point? Because we agree to let you guys like all weapon up. Are you interested in those new arrows? Are they coming out now?
I'd like to have a mix of the cold iron arrows and regular arrows.
Okay. So this wasn't for like, oh, look, this will be handy. We keep running into demons and we never have silver on us. The DM said something about a silver dagger that's on a missing character. I'm happy. Like, I didn't call that meta. That shopping trip is like, I talked about that in the last episode. Drew's like, wait, mark it, stop. Right. I totally get that. Did you want to, are you peeking in the window for a shot maybe? Or are you going to come inside? What do you want to do?
I'll come in first.
If you peek, you see Meros going, no, friend.
Whee! Where are you going? Okay. So just slide inside the window and remain?
Maybe I'll crouch down and take a look underneath the beds, see if there's anything I see.
All right. Give me perception in the tower for both of you. One is smelling, one is peeking to try to, figure out what's going on.
Yep. The die was cast.
There is a halfling woman, young, hiding under one of the beds. The purple one in the middle. So she's like 5, 10, 15, 20, 30 feet away. This is why Muros' nose picked her up.
Survivor.
Crouched and hiding under the bed. And like as far towards the pillow, small and as shadowy as she can make herself, covering her hands on her mouth, trying not to whimper in fear because she may or may not have heard you come in through the window. She's not looking at you. She's actually fearfully looking at the two doors. Watching, more distinctly actually, watching the far door.
Okay.
Meanwhile... Well, I'm kind of counting in my head, like, you guys come in, you get down, you get over, you perceive, right?
Play.
And then, all right.
Let them cook. Let them cook.
All right. Meanwhile, back at the front door, you guys all bust in and bristle. You hear this bell, you hear this chant, right?
Yep.
Where's the chanting coming from? If there's nobody moving in this area and all I hear is chanting coming from somewhere else.
Yeah, and it's stereo, and it's two different chants. So trying to pinpoint.
Okay. So,
right?
Give me a direction where chanting is coming from. If there are multiple places, give me both directions that chanting are coming from.
I smite in this general direction.
Start walking it that way.
Okay, one to your right, one straight out.
Right, then
so one's like one's near the bar straight down, one's at the far, type of thing. Just a generalized, right? Okay.
Then I will move out into the middle of the room.
Okay. Alll, before he moves, technically I've got you a slightly better initiative. Are you waiting on him?
Cool.
Did you want to refocus?
Yeah, no, I'm not waiting on him. I will, before he moves, I will place my hand on his shoulder and cast haste upon him.
Ooh,
okay.
Thank you.
This is something that I should have been doing for a while that I haven't been doing. Because haste is one of my bloodline spells.
Okay.
It activates my blood magic. So, as well as hitting him with haste, shimmery little scales appear upon his skin, and he gains a +1 status bonus to AC.
Sweet.
Oh. Okay. You want to go into your combat tab and ring that up as a miscellaneous bonus, Doug?
I'd like you to say that once or twice more, and I will.
Ask Joe.
And that's only good for a round.
Oh, it's only good for a round? All right.
Oh, okay. Never mind. That's
yeah.
fine. I'll just.
That's why I was just like, no.
Yeah. If something takes a swipe, I'll go -1, Doug. Don't worry. Yeah. All right. And Vicar, also technically before Glug Glug, What do you wish to do?
Move forward.
Okay. How far?
By maximum speed I can move.
Whee! Okay. Now it's a little bit obscure
And
what
I
we're doing.
still have another action, so
I can move further
Yeah?
than he can. So
I'll follow the vicar in.
Vicar can only move 20 and I can move 25, so I think we can switch places probably.
No, that's good.
Really,
I'm good
vicar?
with that. I'll keep a few steps back surveying. I like that location. There's a body on the floor. Let the body on the floor. Let the body on the floor.
20. Okay, sorry. And you want to go south? Al?
In through the doorway. So 5, 10, 15, 20, to the bottom corner of that first table, the southwest corner.
Down here?
Yep, that works.
Okay. So with you two going straight in east along and Al coming down, right? Vicar, you were just walking, right? And you guys are perceiving. You're trying to, like I said, trying to pinpoint this. Or sorry, Gluglug's trying to pinpoint where things are coming from. One action, he moves. Al had a movement that tops him up. So Vicar, I owe some couple of moves before we finish off with Gluglug here.
Perceive. Do you see what I can see? Hear what I can hear?
Okay, so you're happy there and just having a good look around?
Yep.
Okay. So in you guys go. You're looking around. Okay. Glug. Your ears pinpoint the far side of the table over here. Something is chanting behind that table. And something generally, like out here. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Down to south, that type of thing, right? So Glug, you want to head off to said table that interests you? That's your final.
Continue moving east. If it becomes more obvious before I get to 25, then I might stop before 25. But
Okay, 10 feet from the end of your move, you see something rising up through the floor. First, it's just a what do you call it? They do the screenshot, like wavering from light and heat.
mm-hmm.
It looks like a figure that's coming into focus, kind of a mirage as it rises up through the floor. Okay.
Okay.
Al, you also see. Oh, sorry. Did you want to move or stop?
I'll pause there, and I still have one action left. So
You perceived. You've moved twice.
right, and I'm hasted. So my last one, I'm going to put smite on him.
Okay. All right. What am I? Number 2 here. So 1, 2. There you go. You got a target now?
Yep.
You
And
want me
then
to target him for you?
Sure. Smite doesn't come on that way, but yeah. But yes,
Okay.
thank you. I will target.
You've revved up. Sorry, when you said smite on him, I thought you needed a target. Like you intend to smite him.
I plan to smite him. The effects are not.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yep. Pulls the iron club out of the golf bag. This is my smiting swing. I got it. Yeah. it's on you, but for flavor. Okay.
Sort of like called shot. Yeah. It's hunter's mark essentially.
Yeah. So slowing his roll, a foe appears. A menacing figure rises from the floor. Not one, but two. But literally at the same time, before they pop their heads up, something very interesting happens. That creaking of a bell, that ambient noise in the ceiling, comes slamming home. And where's my bell? an echo of what can only be described as a diabolic bell reverberates with bone-shaking clamor throughout the center of the room. And I would like a basic fortitude save from the three of you, please.
Seven.
As you guys are sonically knocked off your butts. Not literally, it's not a prone thing, don't worry.
27.
36.
24 is our DC.
Hey.
So we've got a crit from 37, we've got a save, and we have a
Crit from me, too.
crit fail. A crit fail? What did you get, 7?
No, 27, 36, and 27. So
Right. And when
Okay.
And when I save, I get crit saves for 4.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, it's my thing. You probably get those for wisdom saving throws now, though.
No.
He just gets migraines every time you mention it.
I don't get jack for defenses, man. I'm happy. I'm happy if I get a +1 to my AC. That makes me so happy. Like, so happy.
All right. So, with me throwing out 4d6 sonic damage, and you guys being so good at math, 20 points of damage. Most of you taking 10, some taking none. Saving
I
for
think
half,
I take 10, and everybody else takes none
probably.
because they both critted.
Good
All right.
math.
I'll shake your. Whoops, that's not right. I will shake your bones for 10 there. Alll.
Yep.
Done.
Bones shook.
Sonic damage just ringing through the air as these things rise. And on top of that, I am going to say, Alll, odd or even?
Even.
Doug, what dice do you favor?
6.
Okay. So, with Alll being the top of a D6, this is as even as I can get. Okay. You're 1-2 glug glug. Vicar is 3-4. Alll is 5-6. Joe, would you roll a D6 for me? Let's have complete audience. Don't blame the GM participation for my target.
A 4.
And of course it's you. Dude, it's always you. There was the demon in the jungle. There was something recently I can't remember. Okay. Right here, between the tables. So 15 feet, 20 feet south of Glug Glug, and just behind him, because he kind of stepped past it, but south, like decent south, right? Beyond, over a table that you're just passing above, Vicar, a good ways, and a jauntily 50 feet around the corner of a table from Alll. A burning, fiery canine rises up out of the floor and rushes you, sprinting at unbelievable shit. I don't remember them moving that fast. Speed. Bounds from its position across the room. Where are we here? Ping, ping, ping. Leaps on the table and then down right in front of you and attempts to sink its jaws into you, sir. You've got a very, very bad feeling about this. And I'm going to roll. Where are we here? My official dice. 14 plus 20 is 34.
Where's this happening?
That's it. That would be a hit.
That would be a hit. Uh, 1d10 plus 11 piercing plus 1d10 fire.
Oh, jeez.
And funny enough, Glug Glug is completely unaware. And I'm not trying to be a dick. I let you guys pick the dice, pick the roll. Glug Glug could have been targeted. Anyone could have been targeted. Only the target can see me and knows I'm coming. So, funny enough, Glug Glug is unaware of said predator pouncing on you and trying to do... sorry, did you have any fire resistance? No? Who's got the fire ring? How many passing?
I do believe Albrecht has a fire ring. I do have fire protection too, but I have to activate it. So no, it is not activated at the time.
Is it a reaction? Can you just get up and running?
No, it's 2 actions.
Okay.
It's my amulet that I got from way back when.
Okay. I knew we had more than just some kind of, right? So 1d10 from the bite plus 11, 1d10 from fire for a total of 22 points of damage. Niles?
Sweet.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my
Niles.
goodness, I would like to use a reaction.
Okay.
My handy dandy little spell that I always use when somebody hits me.
Okay.
Blood Vendetta.
Okay.
I will try. I don't know if it'll work against this guy, but I don't have anything to target. So
where are we here?
but
I'll give you a target. Give me a second here.
okay.
Okay.
Okay. So it's just a will DC save.
Okay.
So see if that works.
Success.
Boo. Boo.
But something's wrong. Something's off. You fought a hellhound. You guys remember in the swamp you fought a hellhound? There's something very off. Something distinctly different about this hound. If said hint that Glug Glug is even unaware of it is a starter. Where are we here? Something. All right. Dun 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 dun. Rising up out of the floor, flying as an action. A ghostly figure, not one, but 2 emerge. A man in strange armor with no legs. His, the bottom of the armor and the coat just kind of trail away. Obviously some kind of phantasm. Holding a very strange... This is actually not a sword, it's a mace. It's like somebody crinked a sword, put a whole bunch of weight holes in it, ignited it with demonic fire, but it really looks like a messed up sword, but technically it has enough edges or whatever that it counts as a mace. Dead, gaunt, eyes, pale skin, receding, pointed hairline. And the best part about his armor is it's got like a big pointed, like religious cowl, but it's metal and fabric built into the back of the armor, coming straight up. Like, you remember those some foreign cultures where they have like the big paddle or plate on their shoulders behind their head going, I am the sun, almost like the samurai standard flag that comes straight out of their back, right? This pokes out of his high collar metal armor straight up his back, very pointed, rune covered, almost clerical vestments, rotted, tattered, bandaged hands, and a very, very dead guy. Not one, but 2 appear. One floats up and then goes 5, 10, 15, 20, 25 towards Alll, and one floats up goes 1, 2, 3. Sorry, hooks around the table and goes for Glug Glug. Glug Glug, or sorry, Alll, who I shall not target.
Did kind of out of curiosity, did he actually go around the table, or did he like make no notice of the table whatsoever and come straight for me?
No, went around the table.
Okay.
He actually went around the table like a thinking combatant.
Yep. And that the table had meaning to it.
Yeah. Old habits, you know. Nothing between me and Alll. Swinging my burning mace at you, Alll, with a natural 20 scores a critical. And even though I have a name, I'm not what I seem as well. So I am not going to call this... I'm not going to cheese and call this a name fight. As much fun as that would be. Well, we go... Alll, see a dice roll there. You got a power for me?
Just doing my DC 17 check to make it not a critical.
Oh, okay. 2d6 plus 8 bludgeoning, 2d6 fire. Do you have fire resistances?
I do, yes. Fire resistance 5.
Let's see if Fantasy Ground thinks so. $42 points of damage. See anything in there about not so much fire?
No.
Is it active? So I should take off 5?
Yep.
I'm assuming. Okay. So with the power of Dwarven, you know, I don't mind hot things. Dropping that.
No, it's a ring. Ring of fire.
Oh, you have it equipped and it didn't help you?
Yep, it is equipped.
Okay.
The E is there.
Well, I mean, someone could just add up those dice plus 16 and tell me if it's 42, but it just said 42 to Elbrick, so what I rolled is matches what it says he got. So took some damage off for you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You're welcome.
Ow.
Yeah. And last but not least, we have the one that's going for big man on campus here.
Which I think I have a 31 instead of a 30 at the moment for the rest of this round because of Albriggs.
Yeah.
Right. So this is the -1 I promised you because you haven't modded it, have you?
Correct.
Okay, so -1 to swing.
I'm willing it to be lower.
Gets a 19 for 40 and crits you. This thing just swings back and goes ping 1. The other guy ping 2. 2d6 plus 8 fire or bludgeoning plus 2d6 fire. 37 points to Glug Glug. They just ring your bell, so to speak. And we will see you in the next video.